threatening late-night visits to his home in Philadelphia. Strange men with a visible firearm are walking up and down his neighborhood, calling his name. There had once been thugs who gathered in park across the street, calling for her to be kidnapped from front porch. And they posted flyers on phone booths with ridiculously false claims that she was a registered sex offender. Constant online harassment. For Gwen Snyder, a veteran political organizer and writer who has researched and exposed right-wing extremism, years of harassment by violent, notorious Proud Boys are over. This should have been final chapter last month, when Zachary Rell, leader Philadelphia chapter of Proud Boys, was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for his role along with other leaders' right-wing paramilitary group, including former National Guard. Snyder told me that Rell was one of many Proud Boys who harassed him in the wild years leading up to Jan. 6, and that he appeared on the group's online Telegram channel to rally support for a rally outside his home. Although he has mixed feelings about Rell's suspension, Snyder seems somewhat relieved that Rell is now behind bars and Philadelphia's team is in shambles. I personally think it would be a safer time to have people behind bars who have personal grudges against me, Snyder told me this week. But the activist is also well aware that if Donald Trump regains the presidency, Rell could be a free man in just 16 months and right-wing radicals could be strengthened and emboldened. The GOP almost certain presidential candidate in 2024 made clear in no uncertain terms that he would use or abuse, according to most experts, his pardon powers to release most of the hundreds of people convicted so far on criminal charges stemming from the insurrection. Almost immediately upon return, there is every reason to assume that this will include Rell, Tarrio, and the rest of the Proud Boys leadership convicted of seditious conspiracy. I know you'll forgive me. Joe Biggs, Proud Boys top executive who was sentenced to 17 years behind bars the same day as Rell, told right-wing radio host Alex Jones, who appeared on Jan. 6 show, in a recent interview, "Week from a prison cell." That was the slogan for one of the most famous political TV ads in U.S. history, Lyndon Johnson's 1964 Daisy ad, which featured mushroom cloud exploding over a 3-year-old girl picking flowers and claimed that Barry Goldwater was girl. Victory risks nuclear war. 60 years later, stakes are just as high. But Trump's victory brings with it the threat of a metaphorical neutron that will destroy American justice system and democracy itself. The first step to saving the American experiment, launched in Zach Rell's hometown in 1776, is to make voters understand the risks on November 5, 2024. These risks include Trump's plans to launch Project 2025, a PowerPoint to overthrow democratic rule. In the guise of abolishing the administrative state, voters must also